Now, anybody who's seen some of these other signed book things, certainly the UFO ones, which this one relates to, you may remember on the Whitley Strieber videos that I mentioned, I went to a weekend at Hallam University in Sheffield. This is where I got this book. I was lucky enough to have a little bit of money at the time because there was four of us supposed to go to this weekend. Three people didn't. So I got their tickets and I managed to sell the tickets and make enough money to buy a whole bunch of books. Nowadays, if I sold 3 tickets to something, I would probably have enough to buy a meal at a restaurant. But, you know, these were the days when money meant something. So I bought quite a few books. I'd already started collecting autographs. So I got the Whitley Strieber books. And this one I did pick up because Philip Mantle, who's one of the co-authors, was there. So I'm like, oh, Philip Mantle's there. I can get a signed book. I'll buy a book and then get him to sign it. This is a book called Without Consent. This focuses on anybody familiar with the UFO thing knows there's a whole slew of different wormholes you can go down, whether it's ground traces, whether it's abductions, whether it's phantom pregnancies, whether it's chips in your head, whether it's time travel, multi-dimensions, wormholes. It's a never-ending cycle of fascinating and also weird stuff. This book goes mainly into missing time and the abduction phenomena in the UK, so it doesn't really focus too much outside the UK. There's Philip Mantle's signature. Carl, who's the other co-writer, he wasn't there, so I've not managed to get his. But Philip Mantle was a nice guy. And it's pure, I mean, to sort of summarize what this book is, it's not easy, but it goes into all hypnotherapy sessions of people who have experienced missing time. And for those of you who wonder what missing time is, you can Google that and you'll end up going down some crazy wormholes. But it basically means that there's certain times in your day or your life or whatever that you just cannot account for. And there is a possibility that you're snatched by aliens and they've sort of deleted your hard drive and that's why you can't remember what went on. It's like a really basic summary of what missing time is. This book obviously goes into far more detail. There are some pictures, so we've got, you know, the usual pictures of people involved. Not too many pictures in this book, unfortunately. But there are a couple of sections. I've met people who say they've had missing time, and you listen to their story, and they sound convinced. They certainly believe it. So who knows? But yeah, the first words in the epilogue. What is your verdict? It's a very good question to ask when reading these sort of books. Obviously, you're going to go into either believing in it or thinking it's a whole bunch of hokum. But that's part of the beauty of these books is you get to go in and make your own mind up. This is not trying to tell you what's happened. This is giving you enough. I'm just going to see what the page count is for you because I did forget to mention that. There's a whole bunch of appendixes at the back. So I think the majority of the book seems to be appendix. No, there we go. 190 pages plus a whole bunch of appendices and some blank pages. Missing text. Missing text. Is that a thing? I mean, this book talks about missing time, but I suspect this book may focus a little bit on my ring light there, which is it's not an alien, and the missing text.